Hi, I'm Crystal Dreisbach, the chair of Don't Waste Durham, a community organization in Durham, North Carolina that focuses on reducing waste in the city of Durham. Huge thanks go to Muriel for her leadership and coordination on this part of the conference. I really wanted to be with you all today in person, but this presentation happens to coincide exactly with another presentation I have to give today in Durham to a group of judges and investors. Don't Waste Durham and our partner Keep Durham Beautiful co-wrote a grant application together, and now we are one of 5 finalists for a $25,000 innovation grant, and we just couldn't pass that up, so wish us luck. Today I want to talk to you about how we've overcome setbacks at the policy change level with our grassroots efforts, what our returnable takeout container service called Green to Go is, what it represents, and how it'll work, and a couple of the lessons I've learned so far in stakeholder engagement, community building, partnerships, and leadership around what Don't Waste Durham is doing. Starting around 10 years ago, I started experiencing a lot of cognitive dissonance around styrofoam takeout containers. Why, if we have all the existing research evidence that shows how styrofoam is bad for people's health and the environment, why on earth are we still using them? It was literally keeping me up at night. So between the years of 2007 and 2012, I wrote a lot of personal letters to restaurants asking them to consider switching to a recyclable or compostable alternative for their takeout boxes. It was a small act, but for me it was a huge outlet to do something about a topic I was so frustrated with. It was in 2012 when one local restaurant actually wrote back to me. They said, "Crystal, we've been considering switching for a long time, but it was your letter that pushed us to make the change." You can imagine how I felt. I was over the moon, angels were singing, all of my years of letter writing had paid off. So I met with my political mentor, a county commissioner named Ellen Reckow, to ask her how to take my battle against styrofoam to the next level. I wanted to see if we could get styrofoam banned in Durham, like so many other cities had already done. At Ellen's advice, I approached the City County Environmental Affairs Board with a presentation and a policy brief, and they were so excited. They said, "Yes, we want to work with you on this, and can we add plastic bags to that ban?" We even got so far as drafting Durham's local ordinance against styrofoam and plastic bags, but ultimately we were advised not to do it due to the fact that in North Carolina, our state legislature has ultimate power over municipal bans. Rather than give up, we decided to come at the problem through grassroots efforts. Of course, there are lots of other ways to attack a problem that's not the policy route. So with the encouragement and help of the City County Environmental Affairs Board, Don't Waste Durham was founded in 2013. We are fiscally sponsored by the established Durham nonprofit Keep Durham Beautiful. They'll be our fiscal sponsor through the end of this year until we can get our own nonprofit status. We're entirely run by volunteers and we have no money, but we do have people, power, connections, and a lot of heart, and I think that's the definition of grassroots. We're a group of Durhamites who work together to reduce waste, especially single-use packaging, and we represent lots of people and groups. So here's a very brief rundown of what we're doing in Durham. We have a sustainable food truck certification program that certifies and awards food trucks that commit to low waste sustainable practices, especially through reducing and composting. We started a reusable takeout container service in Durham restaurants. More on that in a moment. And we're selling things like reusable bamboo cutlery and stainless steel straws at community events where food is sold. We work on evidence-based local policy change. For example, we're working right now on a letter of support to support our city lawmakers who are trying to change Durham waste reduction policy based on findings of our city's recent waste audit. And finally, we are not going to give up on an eventual plastic ban against styrofoam and plastic bags. And finally, we're working to eliminate styrofoam lunch trays in our schools by engaging stakeholders and replicating successful local models. Here is an example of one of our products that we advocate for and sell. This is a reusable cutlery holder that holds spoon, knife, fork, stainless steel straw, and cloth napkin. They come in many shapes and colors and patterns, and they're made from reused materials. These can be stored in your backpack, purse, or glove box. Next, I want to tell you about Green to Go. I first had the idea in 2009. It started with me sitting up in bed one night thinking, I know what we need to do. In 2010, I entered the idea in a contest called Extraordinary Solutions to Everyday Problems, and I won runner-up. Fast forward today, we had a successful Kickstarter campaign this past December. We raised $26,000 for operational startup funds, which actually amounts to about $17,000 after fees and expenses. We have 30 local restaurants on board already to start out with, and over 450 subscribers. And we are scheduled to launch this coming April 22nd, 2017. The reusable containers themselves are the Eco Takeout Container, an existing product that works well in other settings. Each of these durable number 5 plastic boxes can last for 1,000 or more washes. So now I'll tell you about how Green to Go works. Participating restaurants are stocked with clean, reusable containers, and customers with Green to Go memberships have checkout privileges at those restaurants. They use their Green to Go mobile app to check out a container at the restaurant when they get their food, and they can check their container back in at any return station around town. Customers are motivated to return their boxes through incentives provided through the mobile app. Green to Go boxes are carbon neutrally transported to the wash facility for cleaning and sanitizing before being redistributed back to the restaurants. The Green to Go web dashboard will give us real-time data to inform operations, including how often we complete our container delivery route. Green to Go is a very visible and community-focused product, so early adopters are going to help us show the rest of the community how fast, convenient, and cool that reuse can be. Individual subscribers, corporate memberships, and restaurant memberships will increase over time. Green to Go is a community-owned project. We've been holding community input sessions every month. They are extremely tedious but very worth it because some of our best ideas have come from concerned citizens. Lots of people, businesses, and organizations in Durham want us to succeed, so we've been asking for help from the whole town, and we've been getting it. One of the best things we did early on was to invite Durham County Health Department leaders to our Don't Waste Durham meetings about 3 or 4 years ago, and they came. And at that time, we planted the seeds of the idea for Green to Go back then and asked them for their thoughts. Since then, we've kept them up to date over the years, and later we invited those same health department leaders to participate in our operations planning, setting a tone for constructive problem solving instead of saying just no, that can't be done. Since then, we have the health department as our guides in the process instead of our adversaries. We have a very ambitious vision for the future, but we strongly feel that we can get there. In our vision, consumers are saying no thanks to plastic straws, plastic cutlery, single-use takeout boxes, and plastic bags. Folks are bringing their own. They're bringing their own bags. They're bringing their own cloth napkins. They're bringing their own water bottles, especially to events. And food vendors are providing reusables and selling them. They're saying, I'm sorry, we don't provide single-use straws or napkins, but you can purchase reusable ones from us and bring them with you next time. Events are providing public refilling stations for reusable water bottles so that plastic water bottles do not have to be sold in town. And finally, we are creating the necessary local infrastructure so that all things may be reused and refilled. And I think you'll be hearing a lot more about us in that regard in the future. I want to end with this quote, which you've probably seen before. It's very inspiring to me and relevant to our work. It's pretty amazing that our society has reached a point where the effort necessary to extract oil from the ground, ship it to a refinery, turn it into plastic, shape it appropriately, truck it to a store, buy it and bring it home is considered to be less effort than what it takes to just wash the spoon when you're done with it. I want to invite you to come visit us in Durham, North Carolina if you can, or at least connect with us by email or Facebook, which is our most used social media platform. We want to learn from other groups and build upon what we're doing without reinventing the wheel, without duplicating efforts. So let's put our heads together. Thank you, and take it away, Muriel.